Good evening, everybody. Designing Future Societal in Our Lives, Event Series 2, dated September 10, 2025. Apologies for the 2 days delay. We are first speaking of designing travelers transportation design and system in tourism hospitality chain systems today with the support of non-travelers government transportation plans and to transform our future societal for our lives. Building on the first video launch, the cash assistant aspect of temporary assistance programs inside the United States of America by private, state or public for able-bodied individuals serves a critical purpose. One feels this cash assistance what should have been a discretionary cash allocation for a single person, akin to a carefree experience, has transformed into a weighty responsibility. Much like a heavy truck dropping the potential for significant change. Similar to a plastic bullet, also known as a baton rounds of the British Army, that choke restlessly at the edges of our coins that we spend. Became not controlling rights by information competitors and aggressive as it should be. The dynamics surrounding cash assistance can often feel like they are teetering on the edge of our financial decisions, yet they have the power to reshape lives. Hence, for those receiving assistance, they feel that this cash component of the temporary assistant service or resource shifts from discretionary to non-discretionary funds when it comes to making choices that align with their productive and asset-building goals. This jittery feeling may highlight contrasts in our decision-making processes we make for our lives, where certain aspects of life may resonate more deeply than others, causing one aspect of life to feel more heartfelt than the other. For instance, the choice and decisions between dependable unlimited home internet services for the house and reliable transportation sufficient all the way to the end of the month to access limited hours libraries significantly impact one's ability to achieve promised goals. These choices with decisions reflect deeper issues in the lives of those types of assisted residents and Americans alike, who are ultimately meant to empower one another or empower residents if they were in the system. Unfortunately, those decisions had inadvertently hindered the early aspect of the lives of individuals seeking connection with others through writing, corresponding, litigating, bleeding, or planning the juridical balance sheets of judgments, creditors, filing actions and legal proceedings while remaining in a county or a borough or in district courts or international courts, or going to the places in itself to say or tell the demands by words of mouth. Particularly residents, while undertaking those decisions regarding which spending item is related to which aspects of their lives mentioned before, are going to become the correct one, worrying further about spoiling what they plan, to struggle for recognition and visibility, as none of these connecting life solution has ultimately led to empowerment. The pursuit of recognition and visibility can become daunting, particularly when grappling with the complexities of legal matters, especially when one can be new to the legal landscape handling legal matters and entrusted to handle these matters like a Bible in the Constitution with amendments. The decisions we make, such as the dependable internet or sufficient transportation, could spoil our early aspects of lives, which is why newcomers to the legal landscape often find themselves relying heavily on established norms and framework as if navigating a constitutional mandate. Timeliness is crucial. Documents must be crafted and submitted within court deadlines to ensure adherence to jurisdictional rules. It is essential to recognize that the decisions we make today will shape our futures, and we must approach them with intention and clarity, ensuring that our paths toward empowerment remain unobstructed. Before the rise of advancements like credit bureaus for banking and transportation bureaus, the societal impact of these banking relationships out of the incredible banking build-up matters, many face the challenge of being rendered invisible to parent, first-line relatives, officers, magistrates, officials, state or embassy, heads of states or ambassadors, and the capitalists or the judges they aspire to connect with. This lack of visibility could make them feel marginalized in their community or weaker in the existing design of our society and then the societal. The impact of this situation is evident in our daily lives, as some may find themselves unable to visit a ladies' hair salon or access sufficient dental care or access a club membership or come out for walks to maintain their body shape as well. Experiences that many take for granted become distant or unattainable dreams. Such market behaviors of telecommunication, internet service providers and transportation services, which many individuals choose first in consuming these cash assistance programs, are leading to large government bodies connecting back to these assisted individuals at homes provided by the younger government body through network of supports, also called as circle of defenses. And many circles are listed in jurisdiction circles as well, without a time frame to empower them with shared and mutual ideas in their endeavors. Those life connecting behaviors foster senses of responsibilities with those government bodies, as they feel committed to connecting and empowering lives as well. Having saved the lives of these individuals from the beginning and connected with them. However, these government bodies, particularly police officers, sheriff officers, supporting court staff, or any of the circles of defense personnel, might be unaware of the need to manage risk plans for assisted individuals when they know they must receive notices or notifications of various types of judgments, whether fundraising, juridical, corporate or individual, or tourism production units, tourism construction units, or any development units leading to project delays, hence failed to receive them. They should tighten process due rights by at least verifying age issues if they cannot verify these matters. In this belated event, I shall talk to you more. In this belated event, I shall talk to you more elaborately about transportation modes in the United States of America. I'm gonna give you a background. I have lived in 2 states across the United States, New Jersey and New York, each presenting its unique transportation landscape. In discussing these states, I will explore with you how the reliance on different modes of transportation can significantly influence not only our daily lives, but also the broader societal design around us. For instance, the choice of social groups can the choice of social groups congregating at the beach can be affected by the costs associated with various transportation options. This dynamic interplay between transportation and social interaction reveals much about how our environments shape our connections and experiences to societal developments and make structural societal solutions that can affect the entire communities and global communities. In Atlantic County, New Jersey, the transportation system is primarily designed around the coast, which means there is no underground metro option available. Atlantic City, or the area, relies on the well-known beachside Atlantic City's bus service called the Jitney, as well as the traditional MTA bus. While the Jitney offers a convenient option, it tends to be pricier compared to the older MTA buses. And the MTA bus fares increase significantly with the distance traveled. For example, $50 for a single person in a zone distance of 5 miles, or $70 for a single person in a 2 or 3 zone distances of 10 miles, and increase exponentially, making it qualitatively and quantitatively more expensive than the comparable bus services in New York for similar distances in making our daily or monthly decisions. Over and over, the traditional MTA in New York State has an underground metro, which Atlantic City in New Jersey State does not have. This situation clearly needs to change statistically. Unfortunately, I was unable to visit my sister's home in Brigantine, New Jersey State, more frequently from Atlantic City, New Jersey, when I lived there, and when my parents visited, or when she was at her own place between 2018 and 2023, or even my eldest sister in the north, due to these transportation challenges with that system. In New York State, internet service providers function similarly like the hardeners. In New York State, internet service providers function similarly like the hardeners used by the special dining tables carpenters to design dining tables decorated with hardener glue. Not like intermediaries, have the means to link themselves to both state and private cash-assisted people program, especially that such hardening relationships create obstacles for individuals receiving assistance, as these internet service providers may track or monitor us in ways that hinder our progress. Consequently, these internal service providers can influence government bodies and or agencies that may fund our existing projects, redirecting resources that should support the needs of temporary assisted individuals, especially if it was lawful and legal assetful documents such as bleeding with litigated facts. And then after individuals seek cash assistance, often find that internet service providers are intricately tied to various private and state-funded cash assistance programs. These programs intended to support those in hardship and other segments of the residents and citizens' populations can inadvertently lead to surveillance practices that may impede the progress of beneficiaries. For example, when assistance is granted, it can be monitored by these providers, potentially compromising the privacy of those receiving help. This situation raises concerns about how data is used and whether it is leveraged against individuals as they strive to articulate their experiences and needs to the municipality, districts, and courthouses. Such dynamics can shift the focus from supporting vulnerable populations to prioritizing the interests of service provider, thereby undermining the original purpose of these assistance programs. Moreover, it's becoming evident that those internet service providers are increasingly intertwined with other telecommunication carriers regarding people of various private and state cash assistance programs. These relationships result in the surveillance of individuals receiving assistance, posing challenges to their progress by agreeing on market prices. These providers seem to hinder the abilities of assisted individuals to communicate their own experiences and needs to government bodies, especially concerning the financial support they receive. This dynamic suggests that the interpretation and meanings crafted by those who need assistance may be overshadowed by the interest of the providers and organizations managing these funds. For example, I had AT&T as my carrier, my phone carrier, paying them $30 monthly for 5 gigabyte. They added an annual charge of $300 for an internet line, but did not say how many gigabyte that would use if we purchased that line. This situation unfolded right after T-Mobile challenged me to return their router for $300 as well. I was supposed to be paying them $65 or $60 a month for unlimited home internet. I was supposed to be paying T-Mobile $65 or $60 a month for unlimited home internet based on switching my autopay to them or not. Yet they still chose to air a commercial featuring Elon Musk promoting a new router for $300 as well. Clearly, they were looking to capitalize on the service improvements after I pointed out their questionable practices at international criminal justice. By the way, it appeared that the AT&T telecommunication company or carrier joke delivers 50 gigabyte only. After I checked the internet line on the application, compared to returning the router to T-Mobile before charging me $300, which delivers unlimited home internet for $720 or $780 per annum. But T-Mobile did not mean to be courteous, they meant to charge customer anyway. Furthermore, we have talked to you about the internet services side in New York State's landscape of communication markets and the relationships with such assistance programs and the assisted individuals they serve. They unfortunately make us realize that it has become painfully clear that the transportation options available to us have also become lacking if we cannot consume this resource, which is the house, sufficiently. Without full, dependable, reliable, unlimited home internet access, we find ourselves unable to utilize the government or its agencies' resources provided by these programs effectively, which means we often resort to visiting public libraries, to complete essential tasks daily. Unfortunately, library operational hours are often inconvenient, limiting our access during critical times when we need to work on important documents or complete applications as they do not provide amended personnel by the Constitution. Hence, such housing resources become consumed over the years without accomplishments, projects or relationships or several communication plans. And probably also I can add that it's very difficult to make friends, not even acquaintances. This daily struggle not only affects our productivity but also takes a toll on our physical, financial and mental well-being, leaving us stressed, exhausted and unhealthy as we navigate an increasingly inefficient system. Now, under societal demands, a tourism system design is demanded. For the tourism system, the collaborative government's approach shed lights on how they will likely collaborate and introduce one of the innovative enablement plans and actions to the tourism leaders. One such initiative is the development of one gateway cross-border tourism hospitality chain matters for the revenue streams profitable lighting-driven tourism hospitality chain transferable to profitable solutions for tourism companies, including innovative transportation design complemented by innovative transportation systems well connected to revenue streams. Those foreign transportational developments and system-related designs are tailored to meet the forecasted demands of the concepts of modes of transport in tourist journeys, to close doors for old-style travelers to the United States of America, which are forecasted to serve as the second mode of transport or one of the two modes of transport to compose travelers as tourists within the tourism sector, within the tourism system sector. Within the tourism systems in the sector. These transportation advancements are intended to contribute to the enhancement of the mechanism of recognizing a profitable tourism hospitality chain and deploying it to the tourism industry personnel. We like to speak of such transportation systems in a way that aims to provide seamless transportation options that cater to tourists' diverse behavioral needs, thereby increasing their overall travel experiences they are building inside tours. Offering fulfilling recreational opportunities within the tourism category of their choices and contributing to the overall leisure demands of their relaxation, enjoyment, and those recreational fulfillment demands. By integrating advanced technological solutions such as online and mobile internet booking systems and real-time tracking for their tours, solution-driven services such as photographies and real-time tracking for the tours with solution-driven services such as photographies, we can ensure efficiency and reliability in the transportation services of a tourism hospitality chain. This approach will ultimately contribute to tourists' relaxation, enjoyment, and recreational satisfaction during their travels. This initiative also addresses the income and funding requirements of the internal countries, personnel, communities, and global ones by promoting airlines and tourism jobs creation within a one-gateway cross-border revenue-driven tourism hospitality chains. By fostering partnership within intergovernmental transport providers, we can balance the economic benefits, ensuring that a percentage of the revenue generated supports initiatives that positively impact societal well-being. Ultimately, these comprehensive transportation models not only serve tourists but also contribute to the sustainability and growth of the multifaceted economies for international and global needs, allowing for a more equitable distribution of resources and opportunities among all stakeholders involved. We'll come to you next week and we remind you that the goal is to arrive to a social identity program.